Hello, Kalu Kalay. How are we doing today? My name is Notepad Anon, and I write games for fun. Today we're going to be working on Neurobeat. Yes, Neurobeat, a game about psychic detectives. And as such, I am, of course, going to be a Murphy, because when a Murphy's on patrol, crime's never a sore. I couldn't really think of a good detective, and I have too many coat notepads. So I decided to become a horrifying cyborg against my will, because hey, can't beat him, join him. So yeah, we've got today is well, I did some work. I did a little bit of work. Generally speaking, I kind of did like the basic setup to like how everything is the way that it is. Including the show to end all shows. Generally speaking, this section is just called the last song of a dead genre. Generally speaking, it's kind of like, here's the setup, here's the basics. I only really talk about it here. It's like, hey, you know, people are fucking miserable at each other. So we need to start a war. So they did, and multiple wars were started. Horrible things go on. Everyone becomes pretty much indebted to giant megacorps. It's a whole shit show. You know, other corporate wars broke out in private enclaves. Grew the line, and Noryum successfully opened in Saudi Arabia. Manufactured city in the age of high rises and neon lights, but across the world became the norm. Then many fought against it. Yeah, the first cyberpunks. Which we get to see. The first cyberpunks began to emerge in counterculture groups. Some veterans of the wars with cybernetic implants, others just kids willing to hack off an arm for a chance of making a difference. He went by a few names: Ronin, edge runners, jockeys, but they all were the same. They lived on the fringes, didn't adopt CICs required to stay in the enclave. However, the life and death of Jackie Sevens. Yeah, the entire idea is there's a guy named Jackie Sevens who was just cool and everyone liked him and he was like, fuck society. However, he got his shit. They made him a brand, and of course we have the worst fucking thing ever that I heard, which was, I need a good term for a cyberpunk that is corporate as shit. And of course, the term maverick came to be. Maverik. Being a maverick. When someone proposed maverick, I was like, this is the worst, most corporate, horrible thing I have ever heard. And it's fucking amazing. It's so awful. I love it. Yeah, just being a maverick became a lifestyle brand. Buy the shirt, buy the clothes, buy the body armor, buy a new holdout gun. It lights up. What I should do is, there we go. Now 2087. There we go, because I want to join the 27 club, because that's the entire idea. Pretty much, hey, Jackie Sevens is kind of washed up now. He's like, fuck this, I'm gonna do something real dumb. So he did the show to end all shows. Death on Speed, you know, he performs his song, Death on Speed, by pretty much plugging himself across the world. This is the big event, the show to end all shows. And over the course of 5 minutes, a virtual intelligence was uploaded to a dozen stock exchanges, interacting with others to prompt what they did best: automate the market. In a span of a minute, the autonomic processes controlling the market broke. The entire world's economy, held together by algorithm and faith, was destroyed. Yeah, and that's the entire idea. He gave a final rock star yell and blew his head off with a shotgun. That's the end of Jackie Sevens. That's the entire idea. He gave one final fuck you to society, and pieced out by blowing his head off. He's like, fuck you, I can do whatever I want. Yeah, Then the UNESCO, United Nations Economic Oversight Committee, rolled out a new way to help the currency credits. Creds was a mixture of Chinese social credit and the new monetary policy. Everyone adopted it because all their money was worthless now. And then we have the second Arab Spring. Hey, Neom was this, there was a huge thing. People didn't like it. It failed. So the year's 2099, 2 years since the second spring, and you've been assigned your new beat. That's the entire premise. Neom was the manufactured city, and it exploded, and then the punks lost. That was kind of always the premise of this. It was, what happens when the punks kind of like, punk's a dead genre, fuck this, and they peace out into a dying world. Be like, yeah, all right, I'm down. I'm gonna do New World Order 2099. This is just gonna be more of like the tech bit, because I think explaining how the tech works is going to be fairly important to this. So yeah, that's how that's going. Also, I did fix the cover up a little bit. As you can see, Neurobeat. Could probably shift the colors around. I'm not 100% on the cover yet, but part of me likes it. I like that vertical design. But today's goal, more than anything, is that we want to write this section. Goal is to just write how the game works. That's it. That's the plan. Nothing too exciting. Hello, Draco. Hello, Kalu Kalay. Also, I'd like to thank Captain Flint for following. Thank you very much. Isn't today Neurobeat 2? No, this would be Neurobeat 1, because we just did a, technically Wednesday wasn't Wednesday was a preliminary, so today is the official Neurobeat 1. I kinda got fucked up there. I thought we would get it further ahead. I should have amended it, but I thought we would get a little bit further ahead, so that's kind of the issue. Also, you streamed today quite late. Yeah, I did stream quite late, just because today has been kind of just a slow, quiet day. And I just been kind of being slow and quiet, and I just want to go to sleep. But here we are. Yeah, and we also had the, oop, I didn't mean to get the board game general. Hello, board game general. We have to deal with, we've got the homebrew thread up and running. Yeah, we got the homebrew thread going. Very quiet today. Not too surprised. Of course, this is also threat level Christmas, where you have to stat Santa and try to and how do you kill Santa Claus? Because I always find that funny to do this time of year, and every year we have more egregious Santa Clauses that show up that want to do horrible things. Last year we did Fear and Hunger, so this year, of course, we have to do Darkest Dungeon. Because it's threat level Christmas. That, and we also had the video today. We had the video of the classroom, which people seem to like the classroom. That's all you can really ask for. 280. Yeah, people seem to like it, and that's a plus. I'm always happy when that happens. We are currently at we are 40 away. We are 39 subscribers away from me hitting 2,000, which is an incredibly unfortunate number because then I had to post feet pics. I have debated on getting feet pics ready, simply for the off chance that it does happen, and we've got a few bangers today. Because it does do that. Yeah. So, let's get back to only Luca. Also, Notepad. Classroom is pretty great. Sad Cadaver and Cavalier will not happen. The second version, which is Pendragon with Liches, is a cool idea. Only Luca wants that happening. Yeah, it's Cadavers and Cavaliers was kind of a like a very broad idea. I thought it was very clever coming up with that name. And it was like, all right, here's just a very basic premise and how everything goes. People seem to like it. That's all you can really ask for the video, for those kind of videos. So, let's get to it. Actually, where is the airport? What would be the airport? It would be yeah, it's the frankly ridiculous. Will be inland, close to the Book International Airport. Neon Bay Airport. So Neon Bay is Num is located in Saudi Arabia. So yeah, Num is up there. Hey, you want to go to Fly Dubai? You want to go to, yeah, Neon Bay? Alright, so yeah, you're going to do Neon Bay. Being dropped off at Neon Bay. Being dropped off the... Actually, no. Neurobeat is a tabletop role-playing game. Let's see. Neurobeat is a tabletop role-playing game. Role-playing game where the players will take the role of the titular Neurobeat. Titular Neurobeat, a subdivision of psychic let's see, a subdivision of enhanced detectives. A subdivision of enhanced detectives and police officers. And officers tasked with solving crimes in the city of Neom, in the mega city of Neom. So how do I want to word this? Because I've been having trouble wording these recently. I don't know why I've been having trouble wording them, but perhaps it's just not being able to write it. Neom City, Line City, pure dystopia, or city where better urban design, but it's still very... We got Neom was Line City, a pure dystopia. Yeah, Neom is quite literally the line. If you, it's this city. It's the line. The revolution in urban living. The concept I have is because of how Neom is set up. How this actual like entity is set up, which is a little weird and a little unique. Yeah, which is a little weird and a little unique. Is effectively it is this. How Neom is supposed to be set up is that you have these effectively vertical lines of city. And inside of this place is effectively housing complexes, everything, while everything outside of it is to generate energy. There are also solar panels and stuff. Now, how they're doing this now, obviously you can't just fit everyone in there. That's ridiculous. That doesn't sound right. So instead, what's going to happen is that you have the line. Is that we have the line here. This is where effectively a huge set of people are going to live, and it's all connected together with rail. And off of the line are going to be these city hubs. Now, these city hubs are where people are going to congregate and live. Pretty much, you can think of the line as suburbia, while everything else are these city hubs. Now, effectively, how I'm going to be making it is that these city hubs are going to be more like these gigantic blob areas. It's like you have these huge sections of cities that are, for all intents and purposes, a city. These are a living, breathing place that real people live, that you're going to now, be effectively a police officer in. Each of these areas is a horrifying dystopia area, all connected by the line. In actuality, the entire area is referred to as Neom. So that's kind of how everything's working there. Very much in an artificial city. Don't forget Oxygon. Oxygon is actually, if I remember correctly, yeah, Oxygon is actually part of Neom. That's one of the things. This is, unveils plan for the floating port city in Neom. You see this? That's the line. This actually is going to be a part of the line. That's the idea. Everything is part of this singular line and stuff. Pretty much like how I'm going to effectively imagine it is all of things like Oxygon and things like Neom and the line and the city hubs. They're going to happen. They're just going to be very artificial and very fucked in their own way. It's like, oh, it's not going to be this beautiful Oxygon. It's not going to be this beautiful Oxygon. No. It's not going to be that. It's going to be massive and sprawling and kind of just a city built on the back of nothing. With the idea being it's all artificial. None of it's real. Because, yeah. Yeah. That's the plan of, this is why Neom is such a weird fucking thing. Is that it's the artificial city. I'm curious. Neom completion. When do they think that Neom will finish completion? Yeah, the first fave. Like Neom, when do they... Yeah, the line. Yeah, Neom announced the host of the 29 Asian game. Abusive work culture. Surveillance. Other criticisms. Yeah, people are like, yeah, this is a horrifying dystopic area. It is a fucking super mega project. Most of the Praeria project remains bare desert. Yeah, my idea, my actual wording behind things is literally going to be, they got a shit ton of money from Corpse. IRL line is so dumb, traffic will be crazy. They're literally saying there's going to be no cars. That's the thing, Mara. That's the funny thing. Yeah, it's pure public transit, baby. Yeah, it's the concept here is effectively going to be there was a shit ton of investment from corporate bodies, and that's all it's going to be. It's going to be like this is where all the corps went. They wanted to fund the line. They wanted to build their own megacity. Yeah, that was going to be kind of the premise. Like, connect two ends, you could literally move 2 times faster wherever you want to go. It's great. I love it. Let's see. Actually. So, Neurobeat. Oh, where's my mouse? Here's my mouse. Let's see. Neurobeat is a tabletop role-playing game. Solving crimes in the mega city of Neon. Together. While embedded with the Neon protection, with the Neon Security and Police Bureau. Bureau. They are part of the United Nations Security Force for public safety. For public safety. They are unwanted. They are not wanted. They are not wanted. Not loved. Nor are they fully, they are not wanted nor loved. Not wanted, not loved, but have the There we go. That's the entire premise. It's a city on the line. Bum 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 bum. So you get it. It's like poetry, rhymes. Actually, how do I want to do this? Begin playing each player. DL will need a set of dice to represent. We'll need a set of dice. These dice are primarily D10, D6. Actually, it'd be D6, 6 and D10s. Here we go. Here you see my my schizo delusions here. D8s. We'll need a set of dice. D6, D4, D6. We'll need a full set of dice from D4 to need a D4 to D20. While most PL will be able to manage with only one D. We'll only one D4 only need to manage a few. Let's see, most PL need a full set of dice for multiple D8s, multiple a number of dice. A number of dice will always be needed, ranging from D8. Always need. Actually, a number of dice will always be needed. Let's see, of each kind of die readily available, but they are not required. Immediately. and are encouraged. NPL are encouraged to share. NPL are encouraged to share. Number of dice will always, a number of dice will always be needed, requiring a handful of 4 to 8 of each kind. Of each kind. But they are not required immediately. NPL are encouraged to share. Always encourage the share. 3 to 5 PL will actually would be, I should say 1 to 4 PL will take the role of a Neurobeat agent. Actually it would be will take the role of a Neurobeat officer. A psychically enhanced individual granted authority by the United Nations. 1 PL though will take the role of the supervisor. What would be the let's see, it would be UN. So they can build square, connect lines, square, and more lines, call them roads, build everything in between. I call my invention a city. Genius. We love reinventing cities, don't we, everyone? Like reinventing the wheel. How do I want to word this? What would be I feel like there should be a proper name for this. 1 PL though will take the role of the see, if I wanted to be very particular, I'd say role of the ego. What would be a good what would be a good oh, ego, Mr. Fancy Mancy Freud. Yeah. We're dealing with already psychic bullshit, so 1 PL will take the role of what would be a good GM term for this kind of game. Gonna lecture me on psychology. Best thing after Musk reinvented subways and failed to do subways. Thank you very much. Ancient reptilian brain and the limbic schill. Mm. Hey, when you have it, you should use it. Mm. Mm. See, if I want to be really pretentious, the one will take the role of the inland emperor. Let's see. 1PL though will take the role of the inland emperor. Mm. 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 Let's see, an apathetic narrator of events that will take place in the officers' law of the Inland Emperor. An apathetic narrator of events that will take place in the officers' lives. They bring chaos. They bring chaos just as much as order to the story, as well as guide it from scene. This is going to Inland Emperor. Yeah. Inland Emperor is quite a specific reference, isn't it? Yes, it's Lynchian. It works, but like how I want to effectively have the calling it literally the Avatar could also be another one. Just hey, you're the Inland Emperor. You have a weird set of beliefs and your way of doing things. You are an apathetic narrator. You do not care. You just will tell what is going on. You're not invested in these people. They are fucking nothing. You are apathetic. The world sucks. It's never going to change. And you're just bringing chaos into these lives. Call a Spanish decor. Yeah, legitimately, I could probably just take all of the stats from Disco Elysium and transfer them over 1-to-1, and they would all work perfect. We'll take the role of the Inland Emperor, an apathetic narrator of events that will take place in the officers' lives. They bring chaos just as much as order to the story, as well as guide it from scene. Mm. 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 Let's see. They are as the bards of they will adopt the masks of both criminals, of both victim and actually I guess opposite of a victim. Mm. Mm. They'll adopt the masks of both victim and perpetrator. Mm. 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 Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, you're just it's like, it just doesn't matter. These are all stories. See, what we can do now is I can just say, fuck it, we're just going to make a pathologic game. It's Cyberpunk pathologic. Nothing makes sense. It doesn't matter. Okay, so how do we want to do this correctly? So we're going to do this. Whenever an officer is forced to make an action, they will See, calling it a check would be easy. So whenever an officer is forced to make an action, they will be making it. They will. I should say, forced to take a action. Forced to take in action. Take in action, I should say. Take in action. Take an action. They will make a check. They will make a check, depending on the current chaos. Depending on the chaos of the situation. Depending on the chaos of the situation and their own skill. They will roll a set of die with the intent of beating a target number to beat a intent of beating 7. No matter the difficulty. Let's see. No matter the difficulty or complexity of. Let's see. No matter the difficulty or complexity of the task. Actually, no. I'm going to make a note about that. We'll make it in the competence section. Chaos is situated in their own skill. They will roll a set of dice with the intent of beating 7. If both die are successful. Let's see. Actually, intent of beating 7. If one die is successful, they bypass the threat with ease. They bypass the threat and continue on with the investigation. If both succeed, they have gone beyond. They have performed better than expected, and a boon will. And a boon will be granted. If both die fail, then if they score no, if they cannot beat 7, then they have failed. And chaos grips the situation. Grips the task at hand. And chaos grips the task at hand. Go. Insert table. Chaos die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so what we can do is chaos and Controlled. Let's see, controls. Let's see. Havoc is a good word. Havoc's a good word. I like havoc. So we want to put, we'll put, havoc. L. Chaos. Oh, I forgot about D10. Fuck. Damn, I forgot about D10s. Thank you for reminding me. Let's think. I need two more words for this. What words are available for your boy Notepad to use? If the situation is controlled, you're perfectly fine. You're okay. What would be like things are heating up? We can do messy. I don't want to use chaotic because chaotic sounds like chaotic would be like, how do you describe a problem? Problematic. I'm like, that's not. See, I could use a terrible word, bedlam. And actually, we do that. See, the thing is, you know, the pathologic system would need to be a part of the D18 system. It would be, see, the official pathologic RPG, the official TM pathologic RPG will be entirely based off the K18 system. And once I finally make the K18 system SRD, rest assured we will make a pathologic game and there will be absolutely nothing anyone can do to stop me. You can hold that. You can hold that to me as well. Let's see. I both succeed. The Inland Emperor will never roll the die. Will never roll the dice. Things happen. Let's see. The Inland Emperor will never roll the dice. The whims of chaos are theirs to command. And the officers to let's see. The Inland Emperor will never roll the dice. Whims of chaos are theirs to command, and the officers to man it. And I think the best way to think about it is making an anarchy. Like, anarchy would be you have no control over the situation at all. There is no control. You are in the worst possible state of being. Because what happens there is they have... The best way to think about what anarchy would be is they're pointing a gun at you. They have you within their sights. You would be rolling a D0. There is no physical way you can succeed at this. However, if you burn a lot of dice, if you burn all those precog dice, yeah, you can get around it. You can avoid that shot. But they miss. It goes wide by a hair's breadth. You might get shot in the shoulder, but it's not going to do any damage to you, kind of thing. Like, you get shot and it's just like, oh, here we are. Proper pathologic game, rolling the loot tables, trash bin poorly, and you lose the whole game. See, all you would need to do with a pathologic game, all you would need to do is that you would set it in the city, and you would just be during the sand plague, and that's all that you would need to do. Everything you are doing is on a stage, you're playing, and it would be very surreal. You're making rolls on the, it's the hobo economy, as Mandalore put it. You would have to succeed at the hobo economy. Can you pawn off drugs to the right children to get the supplies you need? If there's any opposition... Let's see. There is ever any opposition between the officers, they will see who managed to roll the most successes, or rolls the highest value on their die. That's the only thing to really change it. And it's like, hey, who rolled the absolute best? You got a 10, you got a 6. That person rolled the absolute best. You might have better skills than them. Doesn't matter. They rolled better than you. Fate is in their hand. That's kind of the idea there. Magneto training. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we've got this very basic premise. We got what the basic idea of a die roll is. We know how to roll a dice and what we have to do to pole vault. This is the most important thing in the world. Hey, you're pole vaulting? You're going to be, oh no, you need to pole vault now. Make sure you're gonna roll, it's only gonna be disorder. And you got an athletic skill of D8. So roll your dice. Wowzers, I've got 2 7s. I succeed, I double succeed. I do really well in my pole vaulting. Managed to pole vault successfully. Hey, it's messy, but oh no, it's just really messy. So what would I do? I would get my I get my D12 out. I got an 11 though. Wow! I did it, everyone. Obviously, this isn't quite the end of the... Have no fear, kids. We're gonna need to use this for later. This will be handy for later. Oh, not cognito training. This is heading 2. Part of me wants to put a line under heading 2. Maybe we do something like this. Not 3, only 2. I'm okay with that. Because, yeah, this makes this look a little bit nicer. It breaks things up a little bit. So, what do we need to do now? Everyone is technically... I rewrote the lore a little bit. I know how everything works. Everyone operates on the same concept. It's just another way of expressing yourself, though. It's because every single... How I want it to do is every single skill doubles as a psychic power. And all you need to do is do a psychic power is you're going to burn a little bit of precog to do it. So if I have a skill of kinesis, if I have really high kinesis, that means I am very physical. That I'm a very physical cop. I'm going very physical neurobeat agent. I'm going to be able to do things a lot more efficiently. And if I pick up a brick, I can say, hey, hey Emperor, I want to make a psychic power check to throw this brick as hard as physically fucking possible at the back of this guy's head with my psychic powers. And I would say, yeah, you do that. And then he would pick up his skill die, and he would pick up the chaos of the situation's die, and it might be pretty relaxed, generally speaking, but he would still take a die there. And he would roll them together. So we rolled it together. We rolled dog shit. We would have failed that because we rolled no successes. Unless we burned die, but, bear with me. However, what you're going to have to do then is they're going to have to select from their precog pool, a die that is going to be good, pretty much the effect, and they're also going to have to select a die for feedback. If they select a die that's shitty for feedback, they might take damage. They might say, hey, you're going to lose stress. You've become more stressed out, doing this. But if you choose a really high effect die, it's like, yeah, you fucking missed. You crash a brick next to the guy's fucking head, though. It's almost there. And he's scared out of his fucking mind, how you supercharge a brick at him. You didn't hit him, but yeah, he's spooked by it, though. But the idea is, like, using psychic powers is going to burn you out really quick. That's one of the problems. But one of the things is, why bother doing that if you don't need to? You don't need to make a check to use your kinesis. You can just add another die. If there's no threat to anything, you don't need to roll. That's not the point. Why would you? So you can just say, hey, yeah, I'm using a psychic power. So no clairvoyance type of psionic, or just do a skill for perception. I have a few ideas. Technically, there is clairvoyance in the game, but it's a little bit different. We're going to talk about it right now, actually. But the idea, if you want to do something like, enhanced perception, I would need to come up with a really stupid name for it, of course. but it would be like, yeah, it would be a perception skill. However, enhancing your perception would be to kind of give you the idea of, you know, using psychic powers to, you know, enhance your perception. Scan your room. Just take a glance around your room. Now imagine if you could just focus really hard and, you know, close your eyes for a second, then reopen your eyes real fast, and you can find something real small hidden away somewhere. Because you're just mentally scanning the room. Your brain's picking it up. That's the entire idea. Your brain is picking whatever this up. You're just not seeing it. It's not being registered. You hypercognition, or like hyper perception. It's like, oh, that's where it fucking is. Or hey, that blood splatter's fucked up. Hey, your data's wrong. Hey, you know, that's kind of the idea. Technically, what we're dealing with now is precognition die. Psychometabolics for constitution endurance. I don't quite have the exact skills yet. I know that's how I want to do them. We don't have the skills yet. Those are there. They're totally there, guys. Just don't. Can you show them? Can I show them? No. You can't see them, but they're there. Hence why we're going to be using some Disco Elysium skills a little bit. Because Disco Elysium, don't look too hard. Just trust Notepad. Trust the plan. Don't think. Trust the plan. Let's see. Neurobeat. Operating a system of neurological threat assessment. Let's see. Neurological threat assessment queries for instantaneous action. Layman's terms, gut instinct. Let's in layman's term, psychic instinct. This system paired with their own trait. The system paired with their Let's see, has enabled most Gen 4 psychics. Enable most Gen 4 psychics to have a limited sense of precognition. Unlike Gen 3, who had full clairvoyance. Unlike Gen 3, who had full clairvoyance of future events. Like Gen 3, who had full clairvoyance of future events, this precognition is limited to gut instincts, limited to an instinctual part of the human experience. Limited to an instinctual part of the human experience. Relying on their gut is half of what makes Neurobeat function. In game terms, at the start of every investigation, each of the Neurobeat, each officer will roll 7d8. We'll roll 7 8-sided die, d8, and record the results. These are referred to as precognition dice, precog die. That's like, yeah, just dropping the ignition is just precog. These are no precognition dice or precog die. At any during any check, a officer may use one of their precog die. May use one of their precog die. May use one of their precog results, and add it to a die in the current check, and add it to a die in the current check. For example, add it to a die in the current check to increase its value, or add the precog die, itself to the check to increase the effects. For example, an officer is chasing a, let's see, officer is actually, let's see, an officer is trailing a suspect through a crowded market. Normally, this is a havoc. Plus, normally this is havoc. Normally this is havoc. Rolling a d6. Rolling only a d6. They score a 5. If they score a 5, they still have failed. The officer may take one of their officer chooses to add a 3 from their precog to the die, bumping the value up to 7, value up 8, succeeding immediately. They then add a precog die of 7. Precog die of 7 to the result. Let's see. Then they add a precog die of 7 to the result as well, scoring 2 successes. Where chaos and skill are the officers training kicking in, which allows them to perform under pressure. Precog die are their kick in to assist them. There we go. Precog die, or their abilities kicking in to assist. So it's kind of the idea is like, you can't read the future. That's not the point. You cannot read the future. However, you can get a gut instinct that you should very much rely on. That's actually really fascinating. I just realized something. That's actually a really fascinating situation there, because it says, you know, roll 7 8-sided die, and it just says D8, because it just says, like, yeah, this is a suggestion. Even though that's not quite, I guess, putting, you know, 8-sided dice. Yeah, roll 7 8-sided die. That's very odd. Huh. Interesting. Across the plan. Let's see. So precognition die. Spent the precog die and its subsequent result is removed. Only if the officer supplants. Only if the officer takes necessary supplements or gets actual rest. Will they re-roll their results? Will they re-roll any not use precog die? Only if the officer takes necessary supplements or gets actual rest will they re-roll any use precog die. So the officer become mentally compromised in the meantime. Recovering these. If the officer is mentally compromised, they may be rolling different size precog die with the potential of radically different results. Effectively, it's if you take downers, you take things that are bringing you down but might actually help in other respects, you're going to actually be like, yeah, hey, you're on fucking tranks right now. You got shot. You're going to recover from getting shot pretty fast. But if you try to recover your precog die, you're going to be rolling D4s. You are really not in a good spot. Like, you're not really going to get those explosive good results. Hey, you took fucking speed. Yeah, congratulations. You're feeling great. You're feeling amazing. And because you're feeling amazing, you're going to be rolling D12s. I mean, your heart's beating so fast that you can hear it in your ears and you haven't slept in 3 days, but hey, that doesn't matter. Your psychic powers are doing really well. Let me guess, they never take rests, aren't they? How it's going to be is you're going to be assigned a crime. There's going to be something going on. That's the main thing. What's going to happen is there's going to be a crime showing up. And it could be anything. Generally anything. So we'll just use like a murder, for example. And from there, everything is broken down into 6-hour increments. And those 6-hour increments allow you to do things. Generally speaking, you can always move to a location and do something else. Or you can do 2 actions in one area. But there's going to be things which take up an entire block of time, and resting is one of them. You could say, nope, I am going to rest. I am going to pull out, I'm going to go to my apartment, and I am going to sleep. Or I am going to go to I'm going to go to the office, because I'm at the office right now, and I'm going to fall asleep. And I'm going to rest there the entire night, or the entire 6 hours. I'm going to get a full night's rest. Wink. And if you do that, you're going to be great. You're going to be able to recover yourself a lot. You're just wasting a lot of time, and that time that you've spent sleeping could be used doing something better. Why didn't you just take some pills, man? Just take some get rest pills. You'll be fine. Just take drugs. Take more drugs. Take more things to keep you functional. Don't think about it too hard. You'll be fine. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be one in 10 recruits into the Neurobeat program. 1 in 10 recruits into the Neurobeat program fail. Recruits into the Neurobeat fail due to the rigorous examination procedure to weed out failed candidates. From these, each is required to take their VK test. Each is required to take the VK test. Out of 1 in every 50. 1 in every 50 will fail the test. Will fail the test. Being fully brought into the Neurobeat program. A Neurobeat program. While those who pass are given to other branches of the UN to assist them. Neurobeat requires a certain kind of person to be successful. One closed off from their emotions. While being physically, mentally, and one closed off from their while being physically and let's see. Neurobeat requires certain kind of person to be successful. One closed off from their empathy while being physically and mentally fit to perform a wide tasks before them. Neurobeat officers are rarely in a impossible. Neurobeat officers are human, but competent and extreme and well trained to the point where difficulties begin changing. But competent and well trained. An officer does not need an officer. Let's see, an officer does not need to make a check to take a shot with a handgun. To take a shot with their handgun. With their handgun against a stationary target at the range. An officer does not need to make a check to take a shot with their handgun against a stationary target at the range. If a suspect is running across rooftops, they don't need to make checks when inquiring at the station about. They don't need to make a station when they don't need to make checks when inquiring at the station about however, if actually no, I should say target at the range. However, if a suspect is sprinting across rooftops to avoid the agents as they avoid the officers, then they will need to make a check. The most important thing to note is that the chaos of the situation is present. Chaos is vaguely defined as things not being in the officer's control, not being in the officer's control. Poor conditions. Let's see. Poor conditions. Crazed individuals. One of the first things that a officer must learn is to find ways to mitigate chaos. One of the first things an officer must learn is to find ways to mitigate chaos. Engaging armed suspects is chaotic and dangerous. Getting the drop on someone with a loaded getting the drop on those same suspects drastically lowers the chaos of the situation. Suggesting the officer doesn't put two shots into them before they know danger. Suggesting the officer doesn't put two shots into them before they know they're in danger. Removing the chaos entirely. So it's kind of the idea of, hey, the entire thing of what you need to do is mitigate chaos. There is a problem. How do we solve the problem? We get around it. It's kind of weird to think, but like, hey, there are people currently, like, we need to get a guy in this building. He is surrounded by 5 armed guys. He doesn't want to come out. What do we do? What's the solution? What's the be-all, end-all solution of the situation? Well, We could kick down the door and start going guns blazing. That's a terrible idea. That's very risky and we're all going to get shot. However, because we're smart, we're going to probably do something else. Saying, hey, we're going to try to negotiate with someone. We're going to say, hey, we're going to, we want to put him in a situation to lower the chaos. We already know what's the room's looking like. We know exactly where everyone is standing. We know exactly how everything is. Chaos starts going down. We got a police sniper on the other roof. He's looking right in. They're waiting for us to say take the shot. We can mitigate a little bit of chaos. We know exactly what's going to happen. We know we say the word, that shot's going to ring out, and this guy's fucking brain is going to get splattered on the fucking carpet. But we don't want to do that. We want him. So what can we do to mitigate the situation, to make things easier for us? You want to get at, the ideal state of being is you are in no threat. There is no chaos. Why? Because you're in complete control. You walk up behind someone and put the gun to their head and say, dude, like, hey man, no hard feelings, and shoot him in the back of his fucking skull. That's not going to be a check. Why would it be? You walked up to him, he did not know you were there, he put the gun to the back of your head, and you have pulled the trigger. That's not a threat. He is dead. You have fucking shot this man. This man is dead. Like, you have no threat. There's no chaos involved. You have simply done it. Congrats. So... no. Let's see, precognition die. Do we have anything else that we need to... we need anything that we need to worry about? Not really. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Okay. I think we're doing pretty alright. I think this is a good start. Little bit late, so I'm going to call it a little bit early. Which sounds a little bit weird to say, but yeah, we're going to call it a little bit early. This is really all we need to know here is like, hey, here's the main system. Here is what precognition die do. Here's what being a certified officer... There we go. Certified officer and chaos is. This is what it means. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to organize myself a little bit for next week. And next week, we're going to double check everything. We're going to make sure everything works. And we're going to rip through character creation. The main goal next week is character creation, otherwise known as skills and things, into the start of the investigation system. That's going to be the main thing. It's like, what's the actual investigation system look like? Then we're going to do the conflict system. I don't really think we're going to have like a full combat system. I don't think that's really appropriate for this game. We're going to have conflicts. There's someone who wants something. There's someone and you want to stop them. How does it look? What's going on? But yeah, everything should work pretty nicely. What I will most likely end up doing is either this weekend or this month or next Monday, we're just going to sit down and we're going to do what we did kind of with Brave New World and just hammer out the details. We're just going to say, hey, this is exactly the order of how I want things to be, and this is kind of like our very basic outline of how we want this to go. Generally speaking, I'm going to aim for, my goal anyway, is to finish the game on the 13th. That's my goal, is 13th. I think that's pretty reasonable. Videos are going to be pretty consistent, but the thing is, like, I want those last 2 weeks to be dedicated to the two videos I have in mind. They're just going to be very long. So, thank you all for watching. Godspeed, good luck, love you all, kiss you, you know the rest. I will see you all when I see you all. Toodles!